Hey everybody, welcome to round 11 at the Hungaroring in Hungary. Coming off of my first career victory at the Nürburgring in Germany, first team win for the season, so everybody's pretty happy about that. And it was a legitimate victory, meaning it did not rely on any DNFs or strange events to take place, so that's good news. It means that the car is coming along. And of course that means that there's going to be higher expectations from the team. I am expected to finish in the top 4. Let's take a quick look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton on pole, and Vitaly Petrov and Nick Heidfeld and the Renault running 2nd and 3rd. So very impressive times on this circuit. And I qualified P8, and my teammate qualified a rather miserable 18th. So Sutil following pretty well behind in the teammate challenge on the season. So that means that soon I should be able to control the R&D of the car, which I've actually never really bothered with. I think by default it's set to balanced, and I've pretty much always left it that way. I should consider doing a season with like a Lotus or an HRT or a Virgin, and see, once I take over first driver status, set it to aggressive and see what happens. See if maybe I can do a little better than I might have just putting in a balanced approach. So you can see my options are down to 82%, pretty brutal. Going to be pitting here in lap 6, so tire management is going to be critical. That's a lot lower than I typically run. Usually my tires are in the mid 80s, sometimes even upper 80s, and if I have a really good qualifying session, maybe in the low 90s. And at 20%, this is a 14 lap race, so pitting in lap 6 actually is reasonably early. It's at least less than half. But if things get really bad with my tires, I may have to consider pitting sooner. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Obviously, I would love to make them last at least that long. So here we are to start, following Alonso in the Ferrari. And you can see Vettel over to the left. And this is kind of a tricky first corner. It slows down very, very quickly, and you can see I'm able to worm my way up. Oh, slight contact with Massa. He went very slow there. I have no idea what he was doing. Perhaps he's having flashbacks of taking a spring to the head up just around the corner here in 2009. Never really been the same since, and I guess I can't really blame him. So getting around here and competing with Vettel, down through the little bend there, able to get around Vettel, and being scalded by my engineer for an aggressive overtake. That was, it was close. There's maybe some very, very slight contact, but certainly nothing too egregious. Besides, I never feel bad about giving Sebastian Vettel a bad time. Sorry. Coming up to the chicane here, and whoa, able to swing right in front of Rosberg. No contact made. That was very bold. I don't even think that I was really intending to do that as much as I was, hoping to avoid hitting the back of him, but he slowed down very fast, and I was able to exploit. And that gets me up to P4, and that's potentially very relevant. As you can see, I go way too slow and conservative around that little bend there. But the opening lap is very, very critical to make as much time on the leaders as you can, especially when your car is slower. But right now, able to maintain a pretty good pace with the leaders. And as we come up to the end of lap 1, it's going to be a question of how well I can keep these tires on. And let's have a look and see how Vettel competes with me down the straight here. You can see he's pretty close to me, but so far no indicators. And there's Vettel now. He's right behind me, and he's probably not going to get around me. But obviously it would not be over between us as we continue to duel here in lap 3. You can see now we're pretty much right back where we left off, coming down the main straight, and Vettel is definitely got the pace over me. He's not able to get around, but I'm feeling the pressure go a little bit wide at the hairpin. He's going to have a look on the inside of me. And boy, he is right behind me, so I really have to pay attention here. This is very, very easy to go wide, able to keep him behind me there. But you can see that I've turned up my fuel mix as a result of seeing just what kind of pace he has on me. Again, I'd like to finish in the top 4, so I am going to continue to fight for this position, but you can see now that there is a snake train of cars creeping up behind me, and Vettel is still all over my gearbox. And this is where the 82% option tires that I started on could become a factor. It could actually be affecting me now here in lap 3. I'm about halfway to my pit stop. You may have noticed at the start of the race that my tires are running a little yellow to start already. And, oh, contact with Vettel. I was coming around that bend a little, like just a hair wide, and I did have to downshift to kind of save my line, but I certainly wasn't dramatically offline, and Vettel was just right there. and unfortunately for him took off his front wing, so he's probably calling me Carthaginian right now. And you can see skipping ahead here to lap 4, I've traded in one German for another with Nico Rosberg and the Mercedes behind, and the exact same place where Vettel and I came into contact. Nico challenges me on the inside, but going to have to stay behind me for now. Basically my tires are well and gone. I'm scheduled to pit in lap 6, but at this point I'm debating on actually pitting one lap early because of just how bad they are degraded, and you can see how conservative I am trying to keep the car online. And what the heck? What's this smoke on the left-hand side of the track? It looks like someone's engine's gone bye-bye. This might be Petrov, and Vitaly Petrov's engine is gone. I've never actually seen that before. I've never seen a blown engine in this game before. That was very distracting, and you could see just how slow I was coming down into turn 1, and I'm very surprised that the AI was not able to take advantage of that. But now you can see Rosberg still breathing down my neck, coming up here to the blind summit. And I think I'm pretty much going to have to pit. I don't actually have my tires showing here, but track is very, very slippery right now. And I'm doing my best to stay in front of Nico, start to slide a little wide there. And let's see if he challenges me at the chicane. No, he does not. And I'm able to handle it pretty well, but you can see that I'm a little slippery coming out. And safety car. Safety car has been deployed, and through no accident that I'm aware of, but you can see I'm holding up a train there. So in the span of about one lap, this race has gotten very strange. First we've got the blown engine by Petrov, which handed me 3rd place, and now we've got a safety car. And again, for not any accident that I'm aware of, I'm not sure what caused the problem. Could have been something related to Petrov. And you might have heard the engineer just now. He's basically reading my mind. I had intended on pitting a lap early anyway because of just how bad my tires are. And under the safety car conditions, it's a perfect time to jump in and get some fresh rubber. And because I'm running P3, got no one in front of me in the pit lane. And, oh nice, get an achievement for, probably for pitting under safety car conditions, which I've never done before, so that would certainly indicate that, opportunist. But you can see here the pit lane is very empty. So we'll see how the team does here. Just under 3.8 seconds. That's actually an excellent time for this game, and certainly much better than they've been doing in recent races. So now it becomes a question of what the rest of the field does here. I've got a feeling the pit lane is going to be very busy, so we'll go ahead and skip to the end of lap 6. And sure enough, you can see there on the mini-map that the pit lane is extremely busy now. You can see my teammate and everyone else under the sun. And we're able to get up to P6, so right now my gamble looks to be paying off. And even better news, I'm now trailing Maldonado and Aguilasari, who almost assuredly have not pit yet. So we'll have to wait and see as we get up to the end of lap 7 if they've gone in, but I am now very, very hopeful and confident that I'll be able to at least get 2 positions back as soon as the safety car is brought back in, which again is at the end of this lap, so we'll have to wait and see. You also may have noticed some time back that I turned my fuel mix down to lean, which is a good idea during safety car conditions, just to conserve fuel. Could help us later, and you can see that it looks like every single car in front of me did in fact go into pit, and that's going to put me in P1 here at the start of lap 8, and Heidfeld not messing around at all, and you can see he's now pushing on the outside of me, and see if he gets by me. I'm going to hold my line. He's welcome to try and go around me, but he doesn't take any chances there, and he means absolute business here. So we're going to have to wait and see if I'll be able to fend him off, taking out a little bit of anger and frustration about his teammate perhaps, even though of course I had nothing to do with that. But the Renault, as long as the reliability holds up, having a very, very strong run here, still running in P2 is Heidfeld. And you can see that this is the fastest lap of the race, so hopefully we'll see some reasonably clean racing. At least for this stretch, see what I was doing right and what I may have been doing wrong. You can see Heidfeld was thinking about it on the inside there, but I'm able to stay in front of him. And now taking a look at my tires, you can see they're getting a little worn. So I got 3 laps to go here, and I might run into the same problems that I had just before the safety car went out. I hope not. Definitely want to keep these tires on to be able to finish the race, but again, going back to the fuel mix thing, I'm able to run a high fuel mix and should be able to for a while. You can see I've got 2 extra laps of fuel, and so hopefully that will help me get through the wear and tear of my tires as we get closer to the end of the race. So right now, feeling very, very good about this race so far. Even if I do lose out to Heidfeld or Hamilton, it should get a pretty good result. and probably helped by, as I mentioned earlier, sort of the bizarre nature of this race, especially the safety car, because the pit strategy right now seems to be paying off as long as I'm able to keep my tires reasonably intact. And you can see I'm able to build just even a small gap to Heidfeld. Right now that 0.7 seconds seems like 5 seconds because of how much I'm getting chased by him. And you can see now Heidfeld challenging me on the inside here and not able to get around. And I've got a few cars behind me, right on me. Yeah, that's not what I want to see. And of course they would be hounding me here at the blind summit, but I'm able to keep it on the rails. Very easy to go just a little bit wide there, but fortunately I have not had any problems with it all afternoon. So now, brake a little bit late getting into the chicane, and Heidfeld is just absolutely desperate to get around me, heading into these dreaded sweeps that I've had so many problems with. And you can see that I'm taking pretty conservative approaches into these corners, and Heidfeld thinks about it right there, but then thinks better of it, not able to get around. And I'm going to do everything I can to get this car nursed around. I've got just over 2 laps to go here, and you can see that my sector time was down 1.5 seconds just for that sector alone, so that gives you an indication of just how bad my tires are. But skipping ahead to the end of lap 14, what do you know, still in the lead. But I do not want to count my chickens before they hatch, given this corner coming up here, this hairpin, that's so easy to go wide on, and you can see that I just absolutely babysit the car around there. And part of it is out of concern of spinning out, and you can hear it even just right here. I'm just feathering the throttle, just absolutely scared to death of spinning out. And you could see what my tires look like at the end of the race, but what do you know, 2 in a row for myself and Force India. So again, that was probably mostly helped by the circumstances, but I will take it. So let's take a look at the final results here. Heidfeld able to take advantage of his qualifying position. Hamilton dropped back just a few there, and my teammate able to get up to P9, so that's good news. He was probably also able to take advantage of the safety car conditions. And what a disappointment for Petrov. He had that really strong qualifying, so kind of a mixed bag for Renault this week, but meanwhile I'm happy. And now looking ahead to my favorite track on the calendar, Spa in Belgium. And here's something that you don't see every day or every year. Heidfeld with a podium cinematic here. That's actually something I've never seen before on this game. So this game was, or this race in particular I should say, absolutely full of firsts. So per usual, going to leave you guys with a couple minutes of highlights here. I want to thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm looking forward to getting to Belgium and seeing how well I can handle, again, my favorite track on the calendar. I absolutely love Spa. And not because I race well there. In fact, I actually struggle there quite a bit, but I just love the track itself. And if you guys are bored in the meantime, feel free to check out my channel. I just posted a stockpile of Forza 4 videos, including a couple with commentary if you have any interest in that. So I think that's enough out of me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in Belgium.